Well, today I'm going to take you through creating a second virtual avatar, sometimes known as a PVA or Prosperity Virtual Avatar. And the usefulness of having a second avatar is particularly if it's someone that you want to perform healing on, or someone that you're close to that you wish to have the healing of the ashram, the healing properties, or maybe some other reason. And I just want to show you here what I'm doing. I have on the left side of the screen a window open, and I've logged in as Harriet PVA, and on the right side of the screen is my avatar named Rocky. And so with both windows, two separate windows, I've logged in for each avatar, then I can operate one or the other of the avatars from these two windows. To activate a window here, I'll just click on it, and now I can use my arrow keys to move forward, and you'll see my avatars moved in both windows, both for my virtual avatar and for my own. What I'm doing here, I'm actually in the crisis center, and I'm going to operate this cryotech stasis unit for my mother here, and I'm going to give her 6 hours time, and I'm going to make sure the unit is ready to go. I'll close it, and now I'm going to begin stasis. So now we see stasis has begun, and I've been the agent there that excuse me, that has operated the cryotech unit for my mum. So now, of course, there's several things you can do, just as you would in so-called real life. You could sit here while the treatment begins or carries on. So I'm just going to pause the video for a moment, and then we'll carry on with how we will actually create a second avatar, a PVA. So to create a PVA, a Prosperity Virtual Avatar, we start out with our desktop, and I'm assuming that you have obviously the Second Life viewer installed, and you have a web browser that we can go to Second Life. So I'm going to open up a Chrome web browser. You may have Firefox or Microsoft Explorer, whatever that's called. I'm just going to open up Chrome here, and all browsers have this address bar at the top. I'm going to enter the word secondlife.com, and I actually searched for it. So once this opens up, secondlife.com, this is very slow here. I'm just going to... Now what it started up with here is it's taken me to my information for my current avatar Rocky. So I'm going to log out of Rocky. And now we have the beginning screen that you would normally see if you didn't have an account or an avatar. And so if we scroll down this page, secondlife.com, when we've logged out, we'll see Get Started with Brand New Avatars. So I'm going to click Join Now. And again, if you've created an avatar before, which I think you will have if you're doing this step, you'll be familiar with this process where where you can choose a particular avatar to complete the creation of a new account. Now, what I'm going to do, you see, this is people, and then there's vampires, and then there's classic. And I'm going to recommend here that you pick the classic option, not the people or the vampires. The people and the vampires are currently now made from a mesh technology, and that's giving problems when you want to add clothing or resize them, things like that. Whereas the classic avatars are not made of mesh, and they are problem-free for the ashram. So you go to classic at the top here, and I'm just going to pick this avatar here. And now you would enter a name, and let's just give this a name here. Oops, make it feminine. Frida 9999. Check availability. So that's available. So now we click Next Step, and it takes us to the next step. Now on this page you enter your email, and I would put the date of birth of the person that you are creating the avatar for. This is my own opinion, because I think you would want as close a connection to that person as possible. Even though you're creating the account, you want it to be relevant for that person. So I would pick their date of birth, their password, their security question, and so on. And then you would click Create Account. So I'm just going to pause the video here while you consider doing that. I don't want to enter any of my own personal information, so I'll just pause the video, and then we'll come back when I've done that. Now you should have made sure that you recorded the name of the avatar excuse me, and you recorded the password that you're going to use, because you'll need those two things when you log in for the first time with this new avatar. So now we're going to select free accounts, and I'm just recording the name of my avatar before I forget it. And you have installed Second Life already. If you didn't, you would have to do that step. And so we're now going to get out of this program. I'm going to close my browser, because we now have our account, so we can log in as this new avatar. So we'll need to open up our Second Life viewer again. And put in our new avatar name. with our password. And here in the start at, I would put the words Prosperity Ashram, so that when we log in, we specifically go to the Prosperity Ashram. Actually, it'll be on the ground floor in the Egyptian area. So now we'll log in. It's asking us to agree to the terms of service. There's a little box there that says that you tick and say I agree to the terms of service. You click on that box to tick it. Then you go continue. And we'll be logging in. Now, one thing I should have mentioned, and I forgot, was that in your original avatar Second Life viewer window, you should have selected multiple viewers, and I'll show you where that is. We've logged in so far, and here's my avatar, my new one. Now, if you couldn't log in following the steps I gave you, what you may have needed to do is come up in for your let's see, let me just bring it up. For your original avatar here, make sure that you've clicked, before you even start up your PVA, your virtual avatar, make sure that you've clicked on Me, Preferences, then Advanced, and Allow Multiple Viewers here. This box that says Allow Multiple Viewers. So Me, Preferences, Advanced, Allow Multiple Viewers. If you do that from your original avatar before you start up with your virtual avatar, then that ensures that it'll start up knowing that it can operate more than one viewer at the same time. The other option is that when you start up your virtual avatar, you don't have your main avatar window open. So again, you'd just be starting up one window. But by clicking on the advanced option, multiple viewers, under Me, that allows you to have more than one window open. And let's just check up here with our virtual avatar that the preferences are set. And yeah, the preferences are set there to allow multiple viewers. So that's fine. So then at this point you have actually I now have three avatars. There's one, there's this one, and there's my third one. And Rocky is my main one. This avatar I really should name, and I should have said this when you were picking a name. It's probably a good idea to rename this avatar by putting PVA somewhere in the name. So I'm going to do that because I didn't do it when I created this avatar. I'm going to go Me, Profile, and then Edit Profile. Me, Profile, Edit Profile, and where it says Display Name, I'll left click on that, and now it allows me to change this name. So I'm going to call it Frida 9999, and then I'm going to put PVA at the end. And I'll have to do that a second time for confirmation. PVA. So this gives me a new display name, and it won't show it here, but when I log in, when I close this out and log in again, it'll actually have PVA at the end of the Frida name. So I think the advantage of that is that other people immediately when they see that name, they know it's a virtual avatar, and you won't receive all the sort of friend requests and communication requests and so on. And I think it basically gives people an idea how to relate, maybe unconsciously, but how they would relate to a virtual avatar as opposed to a regular one. Now, just before we finish here, just a word about these windows. You may be used to working with one full screen window. If you want to operate two avatars at once, it's good to have two smaller windows open on your desktop. So you do that by, from each of the windows, click the little square that's up here at the top left next to the red X. In mine, it gives you a tip. It says Restore Down. So I'm going to click those little squares there, and it gives me a smaller window. And these windows, you can drag them, which means if you put the cursor where it says Second Life there, anywhere along that top of the window, then you hold the left mouse button down and keep holding while you move the mouse, then the whole window moves. And that's called a drag operation. So I can move this window anywhere on the screen by keeping the left mouse button down while I move the mouse. Then the moment I take my finger off the left mouse button, then that window's fixed in that spot. And then I can open up another avatar window here. And again, what I've done is I've resized this. It's already, there's the full size. I'll click on the Restore Down, and there's the smaller size. Now if you want to adjust the size of these windows, move your cursor to the edge of the window until it changes into a double-headed arrow. Then when you see that, hold the left mouse button down while you move the mouse. And that makes the window bigger if you move the mouse to the left, or smaller if you move the mouse to the right. So basically, resize that to anything you like. And again, you can drag the window, and you can do that resizing on the sides and also the top and the bottom. So I think that's covered most of the things. Again, some of the key things are, do use the letters PVA when you're creating a name for the new avatar. And also you'll have less problems with the avatar if you pick from the classic selection of avatars. Okay, so I hope everything works out for you. And if not, you can always give me a message and I'll see if I can help. Thank you.